Artists, you deserve a different type of video in AI art. I want to do you better. I want to change your philosophy on art making to connect you back to why you originally started and why it's important to you. Welcome back to the Art Mentor, y'all. My name is Sean, and this video comes from He Spoon, who's one of my long-term subscribers who asked me, how do I stay positive? So here are some things that you need to keep in your priorities so that you keep on making great artwork and you keep on evolving and that you keep your passion up for artwork. So don't forget about this. Hey, let me ask you a question. When someone generates an artwork using an AI program, who owns that? Is it the user? Is it the computer? Is it the coder? Is it the algorithm? Because here's the thing, if you're an artist, if you're a real artist, you are the person who owns that original product. So therefore, because I am the manufacturer of my artwork, just like you are the manufacturer of your artwork, nobody can ever take that away from you. You have exclusive rights, you have sole ownership, sole proprietorship over every single flippin' awesome, amazing artwork that you do. Nobody can ever suggest or take that away from you. There's real power, y'all, in being able to assert that you did something, that you made it, and that is yours and it is an inalienable right of yours to claim ownership to yours, which an AI user absolutely cannot do because it's straight up in all of their user agreements that they don't actually own anything. The copyright offices don't allow it to be copywritten, therefore it cannot be granted sole ownership. So take great pride in making things that are solely yours, only yours, and nobody can ever take that away from you. Now also, don't let anybody take this away from you, friend. Why did you start making art in the first place? What first attracted you to it? So for many AI users, they're initially attracted into it for two things, which is they're deluded into thinking that they're going to be able to make a lot of money. They're deluded into thinking that they're going to get a lot of great attention from it. And both of those are not true. If you're not in art for the right reason, if you're in it for anything less than personal reasons, for personal accomplishment, for personal achievement, because you're passionate about it, you're in art for the wrong reason. And what this really contrasts with is just this overall ethos with AI users that they're gonna somehow be able to enter an art market, which they've done a really lousy job of. The only market they busted into so far is cheap artists. So let's let them have that. Also, friend, if you're in art because you want attention for it, that's not a sustainable purpose for you. But you, my friend, because you have passion and you have genuine interest and you have things that you want to do with that artwork, that is the major number one thing that's gonna propel you to a really great high place in your art making. It's gonna allow you to do really amazing things with your future. Versus if you are somebody who is initially attracted to producing artwork because you think that you're gonna be able to do something great by taking shortcuts. I'm just gonna be honest with you, friend. This doesn't exist in any other arena in life, and art is nothing special to that. Stay aligned to your purpose, remember why you first started, and never ever give that up because you will regret it for the rest of your life. Now, you also can't forget about this. If I was to go ahead and ask you, what are the main human needs? You probably come up with things like they need to go to the bathroom, we need to eat, we need to procreate, right? Okay, well, here's another thing that a lot of people don't think about. Creativity is a base human need. So because you as an artist actively engage in your creative efforts, you then exercise your creativity. Y'all, here's the basic thing you need to remember here. You cannot be creative if you are not creating. And if you are not the person that's making the decisions, that's making the artwork, that's actually producing anything, then you cannot say that you are being creative. You are being deluded. You are being manipulated into thinking that. And that's a big problem with the AI community, is that there's actually no grounded philosophy that says that. But you, my friend, you are busting into it and you are working hard. And the thing that you want to remember too, friend, is that creativity and artwork in general, it is an intelligence. It is not a skill set. It is not a simple trade. It is not as simple as just screwing in a light bulb. That's what AI wants us to think, but it's not true, and you know better, don't you, artists? So with that, y'all, lean into your own creativity. And also this. Hey, have you ever actually tried to produce something really high-end with AI? Because I have. It is always going to just be a compromise between what I want it to be and what it's able to produce. Because if you're going to be using AI, then you have to understand this, that you are completely subservient to other people's ideas and not your own authentic creations. So you as an artist, though, you are completely authentic. Every single decision that you make, every stroke, every single layer, everything that you are doing, friend, is the product of your own authenticity. Have you forgotten about that? Have you ever thought about that? There is so much unimaginable power behind being able to assert that you are the one that created it, that those are your decisions, and those are your original ideas. And your ideas, by the way, are things that AI completely sucks at. I always get people asking me, Sean, how in the world can I possibly compete against AI? And I always tell them this, because your ideas and the ideas of clients are what people actually buy. People don't buy artwork. And this is a sad delusion of a lot of AI users. They think that just because they can produce a pretty picture, it deludes them into thinking that they therefore can enter a high-end, high-earning, high-achieving art field. And that could not be further from the truth. You, with your authentic ideas and your original inspirations and your original authentic self put into your artwork, that's real power right there, and nobody can ever take that away from you, and that should be a major reason why you continue your art making labors. And then all of this, friend, is going to go ahead and contribute to this. When you hit a wall, when you start to do something that's hard and you start to feel that resistance, what do? How do you act? But here's the real secret sauce here, y'all. Every single time that you actually exert a certain amount of rigor and you force yourself to finish something, you commit to doing it, you get so much fulfillment out of that. Even if it's not exactly where you want it to be, your laborious efforts to get it to a point where you level up your skills, isn't that amazing? Like, don't you feel the fulfillment right here? Don't you feel good about yourself? I just want to contrast this again, my friend, with if I go ahead and I just spit out 10 different AI images right there, you don't feel fulfilled. Like, at no point are you looking at that saying, yes, I used the right words today. All they do is they look at it and they go, nice, moving on. There's just no sustainability in that. And you gotta admit, as soon as the next cheap thrill, the next time you see the next big dopamine hit come onto the scene, you're gonna abandon your AI art making for that. But you as an artist, friend, no. If you're really passionate about it, don't lean away from it, lean into it, because it's worthwhile for you and you wanna feel accomplished. The number one thing that humans want is to feel validated and to feel fulfilled. And that's what your artwork's giving you, isn't it? Artists, I exist and I continue to make these videos because all I want to do is empower you to fulfill yourselves, to fulfill your mission, your goals, your artistic dreams. So if you could please help me spread this positivity to other artists that need to hear this too, make sure you like, subscribe, and please share this with somebody. Share it with somebody off this platform too, so that more people can get exposed to this and we can help more artists continue to do what they love to do. And let's also continue with this. Here's what I want to ask you. How attached do you think that an AI user is to their AI generated imagery? I'm going to go ahead and say not very much at all, because at the rate that they're able to pump out things, there's not any real personal connection to it. But you as an artist, you know better, don't you? Honestly, if you're not actively in the pursuit of creating it yourself as an artist, then it's not a creative effort. Now, this is a real heated point of contention for a lot of AI users when I say things like this, because they're going to come back at this and obviously say things like, well, just because I create something, then it is mine. Not really, my friend, because there's no grounded philosophy that actually states this. And I say that as both an artist and an art researcher. You are not being creative by being in the presence of an image. If you think that that is real, I just want to challenge you this, my friend. Go ahead and go to a gym, just stand there and just watch people work out. What do you think the chances are that you're actually going to get anywhere? What do you think the chances are that you're going to get in better shape? It's the same exact philosophy for how you're supposed to be a better artist by not doing the work. But you as a real artist, you know what's up, and you are exerting your creative efforts to create images that you love and that are personally relevant to you. And that's why people are attracted to it. People aren't attracted to your artwork just because of the way it looks. They're attracted to the story and the personal connections that they get for how they understand you through your artwork. Have you ever thought about that? Now you'll see the biggest change, the biggest shift in your artistic life when this happens. There is no greater sense of fulfillment, achievement, and purpose that an artist gets when they start to see their skills level up. That evolution, that is everything. That means so much when you get that validation, that personal validation, and then that external validation that eventually comes when other people start to see that in you, friend. Isn't that so awesome? Like when people see what your evolution is from where you started to where you eventually want to be, and just those little milestones along the way. That feels flippin' amazing, doesn't it, artists? And that's something that AI users, I don't think ever really feel, nor will they ever feel, because you've developed a skill set, you've developed a way of thinking and a way of just building yourself into that. Being an artist is not an endpoint. Being an artist is an evolution of who you are as a human being. Have you ever considered it like that before? Because I've never really heard anybody talk about that. Nor have I ever really heard anybody talk about this. Have you ever heard of flow state in your artwork? So if you're not familiar with this is just that basic moment of when you're in the middle of creating something and you are just 100% fully present in this. And being present in all of those little tiny decisions, just the minutia that you have to be actively involved in all the time in order to be creating the artwork that you are, friend, as a real artist, it's really valuable to you and it's meaningful to you, isn't it? Versus when you are taking yourself out of that process, you are depriving yourself of a basic humanity, and that is a feeling that somebody that is an AI user will never achieve, will never experience, will never feel. And I feel sad for them for that. So for you as an artist, love that feeling. Dive into that all the time. Be addicted, be healthily addicted to being super present in the moment and being present into every single artwork that you create, that you pour yourself into, every single thought, idea, ideation that you're gonna come up with, because that's all you, man. That's all you, and nobody can ever take that away from you. That's how you fall in love with your process, by being present with it, not to just outsource it to some cheap machine that can't even do it as well as you can. A lot of you might be concerned about what your future is in art or if AI is going to be something that outsources you. Anybody here that's watching this as an AI user and thinking that somehow you're going to be thrusted into an artistic position, let me just tell you the reality, friend. If you don't have the skills to actually do anything with any image that you make, either totally from scratch or even generated, then there is absolutely no artistic future for you. Because even in a world in which there is, maybe in the future, there will be an ethical AI model, that one that doesn't scrape and steal and plagiarize, then it's going to be real artists that know how to actually work with that, how to start with that as a base. And you as an artist, regardless of what happens, y'all, you're gonna be able to really come on top all the time. The only thing that you should be thinking about, since you're a real artist again, friend, is your limitless potential. Because y'all, in this world, I know one thing matters. Passionate people drive society forward. In our current society, in our current global society, it's passionate people that propel our future forward. People just like you, people that got great ideas, and people that aren't afraid to put in some sweat equity to make it happen. Don't you ever forget about that. Now, around this time in the video, I've probably gotten some comments about like, oh, it's copium, and oh, I'm just a Luddite or anything like that. And I want to make you aware, friend, that this is complete emotional manipulation, and it's set forth first and foremost by the AI Art Bro community, and it's also set forth by the leaders and the software engineers who are perpetuating this nonsense and this completely ungrounded philosophy. And I want to make you aware of it, and you can learn all about that right here.